that is antichrist, that goes against God, and it is trying to defile and take our children. Listen, this enemy is after our seed. And if we don't become vocal, if we don't stand against this, they are going to destroy our seed. They're going to destroy the legacy of holiness and of righteousness and what God intended in the beginning of the earth for a man and a woman to produce children and for them to produce the same thing. Marriage is honorable, and it should be between a man and a woman. Not man and a man, not between a woman and a woman, and it should not be passed down to our children. I want you all to see this. 6 to 9 months, just be you and feel the love. Do y'all see this? They're starting at newborn. At newborn. And this is where we're putting our money. My queer year. I want you all to see it. They got cards. They even got bibs for the children. And this is where we have to stop. If we don't stand for something, we will fall for everything. We need to be vocal against this kind of stuff. All this small time stuff we fussing about that holds no kingdom weight, let's use our energies, let's use our voice, let's stand and boycott against every target that feels okay to carry this type of stuff. Pride cookies and kitchen ware and utensils. And look at this. Look, they're pushing it proud. And what better name? Pride. Because that is the spirit in which homosexuality, transgenderism, the LGBTQ community, that is the spirit in which it operates in pride. And then they got a nerve to have the rainbow as their symbol, because that is mockery against what God has intended in the Bible. The rainbow was always indicative and a symbolism of God's promise to mankind. It is not supposed to be used to promote a lifestyle that goes against his promise. This to me is disgusting. This to me has to be stopped. And I believe that Christians now more than ever, it's time for us to go stand in front of targets and we boycott. We speak out against everything else. But when it comes to this, we are quiet. We are silent. We take the back seat and we're in hush mode against this spirit that is trying to take over. Now, I'm in Texas and I already know Texans, y'all got some integrity. I believe there's some citizens, kingdom citizens in Texas that ain't going to allow this to continue. I'm at the target in Cedar Hill. I'm going to hit every target I can until we make a noise for them to pull this stuff off the shelf. And we say enough is enough. And until you move it, we will not give you a dime of our money, Target. This has to be stopped.
The enemy is after our children, Christian people.
Here in Texas, and I want you guys to see what is being sold in Target for our children. Okay? So they have a whole Pride collection, not just for adults, but now it's being offered to children who don't even have a right to even stand for what is right. They're already pushing the agenda to our babies. They have this be proud, being proud, a pride outfit for a newborn baby. I just want y'all to see this. It's for kids. I want y'all to see what's going on. They got music. They got albums. They got albums for our children to listen to that talks about girls, liking girls, and closer. Let's have a kiwi. This is for kids. This is for children. This ain't for adults. It's for children. And this is where we are spending our money, in a store that is pushing an agenda that is antichrist, that goes against God, and it is trying to defile and take our children. Listen, this enemy is after our seed. And if we don't become vocal, if we don't stand against this, they are going to destroy our seed. They're going to destroy the legacy of holiness and of righteousness and what God intended in the beginning of the earth for a man and a woman to produce children and for them to produce the same thing. Marriage is honorable, and it should be between a man and a woman. Not man and a man, not between a woman and a woman, and it should not be passed down to our children. I want you all to see this. 6 to 9 months, just be you and feel the love. Do y'all see this? They're starting at newborn. At newborn. And this is where we're putting our money. My queer year. I want you all to see it. They got cards. They even got bibs for the children. And this is where we have to stop. If we don't stand for something, we will fall for everything. We need to be vocal against this kind of stuff. All this small time stuff we fussing about that holds no kingdom weight, let's use our energies, let's use our voice, let's stand and boycott against every target that feels okay to carry this type of stuff. Pride cookies and kitchen ware and utensils. And look at this. Look, they're pushing it proud. And what better name? Pride. Because that is the spirit in which homosexuality, transgenderism, the LGBTQ community, that is the spirit in which it operates in pride. And then they got a nerve to have the rainbow as their symbol, because that is mockery against what God has intended in the Bible. The rainbow was always indicative and a symbolism of God's promise to mankind. It is not supposed to be used to promote a lifestyle that goes against His promise. This to me is disgusting. This to me has to be stopped. And I believe that Christians now more than ever, it's time for us to go stand in front of Targets and we boycott. We speak out against everything else. But when it comes to this, we are quiet. We are silent. We take the back seat and we're in hush mode against this spirit that is trying to take over. Now, I'm in Texas and I already know Texas, y'all got some integrity. I believe there's some citizens, kingdom citizens in Texas that ain't going to allow this to continue. I'm at the Target in Cedar Hill. I'm going to hit every Target I can until we make a noise for them to pull this stuff off the shelf. And we say enough is enough. And until you move it, we will not give you a dime of our money, Target. This has to be stopped.
The enemy is after our children, Christian people.
Here in Texas, and I want you guys to see.
Well, what can we say? Early Sunday morning, 4th of June. Well, how disturbing this is. Not that we did not know, or I did not know. I know this fact for many years ago, when I used to be on the buses, and when the powers that be enlightened me on this situation, and I started to speak out on them, people believed me. I would chase off the JUTC buses. Yes. I pick up a lots of enemy there when I break the news that a time is gonna come when these things, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what period. The year may eludes me. The year. It is the same year when we in Jamaica, when that same organization pressuring the then Prime Minister, giving her 90 days to respond to a statement and to clarify a statement that she made about, compliance with and a toleration of homosexuality in Jamaica. And she was threatened that we are going to eat excretion, human excretion down here if compliance weren't made for such an act. You know, at the time, I used to preach on the JUTC buses. And up till now, this very day, you have people in that organization who knew that I used to say these things. When they saw me, it's poison they saw, right? It's poison they saw, because I were letting the puss out of the bag, so to speak, and I shouldn't be doing that. And there's a lot of people who think I shouldn't be so vocal on the topic because they're afraid of intimidation. Now, my firm belief, if God is with me, I care a damn about them, right? They can hurt the body, but they cannot hurt the soul. And once I am speaking from a perspective of the Almighty God, to hell with who don't like me, to hell with who try to marginalize or intimidate or even punish me for talk the truth. I got a lot of punishment for speaking the truth. I got a lot of whipping, right? Sabotage, right? For speaking the truth. If you notice me, I'm a dancer, I'm a recording artist, I'm so many things. Like I said, I'm an advocate for women, and I get the less pum pum, right? Oh no, understand me talk them. I know what I am saying, right? So who want to classify me as a madman can go ahead and do so. But I know exactly who classified me as being crazy or as a sick man, as a madman. It's an effort to make people don't listen to the fact that I'm imparting on them, right? So they tried to discriminate and intimidate, you know. Look at my life. Whenever time I come on my life, I look to see if it is flanked with people. They come and they listen to the topic, and as soon as they see that it is the old white beard man, they run like they've been peppered, right? Because those who cannot face up to reality, they are not gonna sit there looking or listening what I have to say, because I'm not speaking for them, I'm speaking against them. You understand? So, gentle people, the key to this is knowledge. The key to this is knowledge. And if you try, if you look and to see what the sister is showing you, how they subtly get into the aquarium of the youth's mind by printing things on their t-shirts and the garments they wear, videos they listen to in their toy game. Now that is where I have definitely a problem, right? When you're forcing it on the undeveloped mind, you know, that sort of a situation, yeah, right? You can go and enjoy yourself in the negative, right? But please allow our children to grow and make a decision organically. We don't want you to put it in your lessons. Then we are talking about in Jamaica constitutional reform, and we do not know who sits at the board, their agenda, right? That's what we are talking about, you know. All sort of people being involved in lawmaking. We don't want nobody to come make law attacking to that, no tilting the balance to that, to that sort of liberty. No, because we knew what the Almighty said about that sort of a living. We are here for multiplication, for we refurbish the earth. A woman and a woman will never able to do that. A man and a man will never able to do that. So what kind of madness this? How will the young one born? I keep on asking the question, how that organization get young ones and they do not believe in fertilization, right? How do they get their young ones? Tell me no. No, this and that organization is many years old, many decades old. Nobody know all and dead in it. How we see some young people pushing the agenda. how they get into it, how they get their young ones, and they don't believe in fertilization. They don't do the things to cause that fertilization. Oh, no, tell me, no, man, please, right? Don't shy away from discussion like these. These are important discussion. These are conversation we ought to be having, right? Every second of the day, right? We need to make our voice be heard. If you are not with the thing, if you remain silent, that means you are with it. Yes, right? If you remain silent. Now, scrolling through and I've seen this video this morning. It wasn't yet time for me to start my laugh and learn. But then I just said, no, it disturbed my mind so much that I said, let I start my program here, because I just can't believe what I was seeing, you know, right in front of my very eyes, and I wonder how many people will watch that video. I know a lot would have turned off their set, their camera, whatever, and to see that the truth is revealing, and not everyone can stand the reality of truth. Almighty God, especially if you involve in such organization. Almighty God of Daniel, that man you see there on screen, Marcus Messiah Garvey, where Jamaicans are concerned, he must be turning in his grave. I heard, I was going through the market area, I think it was yesterday, and I heard somebody saying Edward Seaga must be turning in his grave to see what his country has turned to. And I look at it and I said, oh my God, you understand what is happening to the people, to our people's mentality? Are they so dormant? They cannot see what is happening. They cannot see what is coming. And when you know was the foresight of things, seeing the things and bringing it to them, first thing they said, you are mad, because that you alone see that, and you alone them things that hurt. Then I have to worry about them things. And I hear some crazy talk on the street, because you don't know, say me a teaser, right? You don't know, say, well then I will go in the public space and I will chat these things, and when I chat these things, people are hurt, right? Right? People are hurt. Some of them turn down on me, then curse me, then call me all kind of name, but through me is a tower of strength. Sometimes I just push it back on them and just expose them in the public. Make everybody see them. You know them have one word to say, if the fish never open his mouth, he wouldn't get caught. So I'm saying to a lot of you people, use no intelligence, but I knew that from your thinking, perversity in that form, much intelligence is not here. From your thinking in that form, I know your intellect levels are warped. Something definitely wrong with it. You are sick in mind, right? So I don't expect any better, and that's where the danger lies with the sick-minded people. They will go out and hurt people. Sick-minded people, right? What you call them, mentally challenged. I do believe that everyone who is pushing this agenda is mentally challenged. No sober-minded people will never want to push this agenda. Then when it comes to mentally challenged people, they were the first. The Bible would have coded that to you in Sodom and Gomorrah. They were mentally challenged, and the Bible teaches that they were struck with blindness. They are stumbling with the reality, and these sick-headed people are out there influencing our people, and the equally stupid is gravitating, and we'll go in the store and they will buy these garments, they will buy these videos that you saw the lady speaking of, and they will give it to their children. Mighty God of Daniel, you know. And when their child grow up and acting in certain manner, they say they don't know where they get it from. Then know say you help to induce this type of lifestyle on them. You, because you're not thinking, you're not really, Almighty God, man, you're not opening up to your vocabulary to these things, right? Sometimes, yes, what they will do, they will try to take you away from it, but you must firm in what you know, right? You must always bring the Almighty, the first, to the forefront, right? Yes, you must always try to do that. All right, let's look at the word artificial. All of these is artificial intelligence. All of these. So you see what angle artificial intelligence has been introduced from way back when. Now, how you get the full understanding? Check out the word official. Check what the word official means, right? And then you look back at the word artificial. What was the official intelligence? Good God. No. What was the official intelligence? Who or what they said is God, right? The Spirit. God is a spirit, and that is the official energy, the number one energy. Now, anything comes after that from the official energy is artificial, right? Artificial intelligence. So the man's agenda is artificial intelligence. No man never create or build the universe, right? Man makes heaven in the universe, and you notice I did not say create heavens. He make heavens in the universe, right? And acting as if him created the universe. You understand me? So he set laws and clause in his own that he makes, his kingdom that he makes, and pass it on to you and tell you to follow it. And what eventually happened, you started to wiggle in it, and the deeper you wiggle, the more you wiggle is the deeper you sink till you gradually stop thinking of spirituality, right? You stop thinking of the official intelligence, then you're fully engulfed in artificial intelligence, right? And that is what we are doing. Artificial intelligence is long time. It is here, but it has been introduced by stages as the decades fixed on. They had their agenda well planned out, right? From one generation to pass it down to the other generation. Yes, their agenda is well sorted out. And the thing that amazed me is how their members are committed, right? Even more united. They stuck together. They speak with one voice. They act with one voice. So what happened to the anti-gays? Why they cannot speak with one voice? They cannot come together, right? 52 stick of matches in a box, and you have to pull them apart to break them. Let us stick together now. You're genuinely straight. Let us stick together and let us speak out on these things, that these monsters realize that there is power in us, but we are behaving like we don't have any power. We are run from them and gone hide because they have the power of materialism and they use it to intimidate us. Come on, man. Come on. Come on. Right? Come on. I don't expect my right hand corner to be flowing with likes when I'm speaking like this, because who would like to do it? Probably they just can't, right? I understand that people would want to appreciate it, they can't, but you have a voice. There is the comment section. You can type something, you can say something, you can do something. Whatever little you do and everything that you do takes money, that meaningful to people. We know you have been marginalized. We know that financial, you cannot go out there. Here come, say something, type something, do something, man. Make them know that you are not approve of them. They have the belief that majority people in the world are with them because you are shutting up, because you are cowards, right? Some of you afraid to comment because you don't want people to know, say, you are that because of the place where you work, because of whom you associate with. You know, you don't want people to know that you are anti-gay. You understand? Because the gravy cart will cut off. No, it's time we cut out those things, and now we look to the official intelligence and look, whom do you please? Choose whom do you want to please. The one that strike the lightning and roll at the thunder. These men can make bombs, but they cannot make a thunder, right? They cannot make a lightning, right? Right? They could not create the Milky Way. They could not, the Almighty God of Daniel, they could not create the oceans, right? They have to they have to come and make use of what they saw, right? That means that there is a power, there is an energy before they came. They have to utilize the official intelligence for artificial intelligence to work. They have to depend on the official intelligence. They have to depend on the Son of God for their agenda to even look any way palatable, right? Yes, it's true, right? So it's time you learn these things. It's time you grasp these things, right? And more support, right? If I was speaking on the behalf and supporting the gay community, they would have supported me. Yes, because they are more unified, more than these straight people. Marcus Garvey knew that. He experienced that same thing while he was on his quest for humanity, the black community. The same black people them turn against him. Say, straight people, you know. You have a lot of people, they are not gays. They are straight. But their mind is so corrupt that they will sit there knowing that what I'm saying is fact. But they are so bad mind that they wouldn't even strengthen what I am saying. And they are not gays. Right? They are not. They don't have that unification in their mind. Their mind is not good. Although they are not gays, you know, right? But they're over their side. They supported their one another. And that is why they are so powerful, right? Because they supported their one another. We so-called black people, remember, it's these things were taught. These immoralities were taught by other nations to us. Right? Yes. And if you notice how they are pushing the agenda, how they impoverish Africa, and now pushing the agenda there, using wants, needs to come as a method of compliance, right? That's what they are doing. They are targeting Jamaica, right? Having the authorities pressuring the people and want this country to go down to rock bottom. Then they can have their way with their agenda. People, aren't you seeing these things? Aren't you seeing these things? Bob Marley said they make the world so hard every day. We got to keep on fighting. We have to be fighting for survival in this country, right? Then we have authorities, an agent of their organization. Our leaders becomes an agent of their organization to pressure the people to supervise us and make sure that we have been pressured, make sure that our country goes down, that we have to turn to them for help. Then they said you have to comply to us if you want help. That's why I believe digital currency is dangerous. When they have full control. Right? Right? And for this generation who don't like to eat the ackee, the cabbage, the okras and all of that, they love Burger Kings, they love this, and they love the fried fries, and they love the hot. So they will never go and eat the greens like Daniel and Shadrach, Meshach and Abednego. They have to be eating the king's meal, right? Just this hype, just this hype. And make them force right? And they cannot go back to the color on a Sunday, right? They can't know because everybody eats fried chicken on a Sunday, right? That's what everybody eating, the ham and the steak. And if that is not happening, you are not in the hype. Right? So they capitalize on your stupidity, right? Yes, they capitalize on your stupidity. And when they knew that you love hype, you love blings, you love material things, they will present that to you as an identification, right? As a billboard for you to see, and you keep going after it. You keep going after it, and the more you wiggle is the deeper you sink into their agenda, into their agenda planning. Right? Oh, glory be to God this morning. Thank you, Almighty God. You know, who know me know say this is not one. This is a person who hardly keep quiet. He hardly sleep. He hardly sleep. Right? If you see me just a chat and go away. Right? And when we chat and it soak into the guilty, Lord Jesus, Father God, they look at me with a scorn. They look at me with a scorn. They talk things about me that they do not know, trying to stop me. But I'm the unstoppable runaway train. Right? I believe I know of the Almighty. I certainly know that none of those who are fighting against me are my creator. They did not create me. Right? I know that for sure. And once I know that, I say to hell with them. You know, see? And I'm carrying on the works of who created or what created this man. Right? All who want to come and stood up and said, this, I said that. I just look at you from the corner of my eyes and say, who are you? Who are you? Who are you? Just one question I ask. Who are you? Right? To tell me to go against who created or what created me. Who are you? Said you study medicals. Said you study this. And you are going to tell me what is good for me. Don't eat the things. Don't use the things that created with you. That you come see. The things that they created. They not created, the things that they make, they invent under their invention, right? That their invention is more important than the creation. You must look at the word creation, invention, right? Right? Invention is different from creation. Creation is the highest of all heights, right? Invention, you have to invent in creation. So the space have to be here. All the necessaries have to be here for invention. So creation is much, much higher than invention. Almighty God, probably this line is too heavy and the people are shying away because they have the agent of Christianity to tell them that they are blaspheming. And when because what I'm saying though in the Bible and what is not in the Bible, you are blaspheming because they use the Bible as a yardstick and as a handcuff, right, to let them don't think, to let them don't use their mind. So they use the Bible. So is the same way they use what they call now artificial intelligence for you not to look beyond what they are saying, right? You don't utilize the Spirit because it's only the Spirit can take you beyond their teaching. It's only the Spirit can show you the wrongs of what they are doing, right? It is only the Spirit which is the official intelligence that is higher than the artificial intelligence. The official intelligence is the daddy and the mother for artificial intelligence, right? Right? So that's why they don't want you to speak of your ancestors. So they have the church people, the so-called Christian people telling you that the ancestors are demons, that demonic teachings. Almighty God, you're blaspheming. Jesus Christ is the answer and nothing more, right? You don't find the truth elsewhere. No other books have the truth but the contaminated Bible, right? That is what they are trying to get across to the people, right? To the people who are one track, who cannot expand their mind to look further than beyond the basic, right? It's just what they teach us, right? They want to just to remain there. Anyhow we go beyond their teaching, we are unruly. Yes, we are bad influence. We are mad. Once we don't stop like a zombie, this zombie and this robotic lifestyle that they are introducing to us, right? They're using robots now in space of the spirit. They want robots now to take over. Then you fully forget the spirit, right? Yes, the robots, these cells, and the cost of to get these robots running the world, putting a strain on the universe, the energy that they are feeding from, they are taking from the official energy, which is the sun, right? They have to connect to the official energy to get artificial energy, right? And that's the reason why we have global warming, we have climate change, this environmental problem that we are having, right? That's the reason why we are having it, right? That's the reason why we are having it, because the demand to run this artificial world, right? To contaminate the entire world, right? Right? That is what is happening as we speak. And those perpetrators knew, so they started to look elsewhere. They have their money, so they're thinking of if it should come to anything worse than it is now, they can take a trip to another planet. How many of you can do that? How many of you can do that? As long as you're looking at money as the ultimate power, you're gonna fall for them. You're gonna fall for them, because money is the basis on which they use to control your mind, right? Money is the basis and what they use to control your mind, to let you stop think spiritual, right? Right? It is money they use. That's why people are craving for money, and people will risk their life. People will forget spirituality just to get money. So they are using money to remove your thoughts from spirituality. Now you see, when the church were formed to be the monuments, the source of spirituality. Until the very day money takes over the church, contaminate the church becomes greedy than the church becomes greedy than Judas. Yes, the old concepts of church and religions now becomes more greedy. Mm. Now religions now, in order to let their agenda work, I mentioned it, 52 matches stick. They started to divide the people so they could get weaker. Because 52 matches stick together, you cannot break them. You have to remove them one and break them. Religions and politicians is doing a wonderful job in dividing the people. The church want to rule. The religion want to rule. This denomination want to say, I have the most following me. Right? The politician want to say, most of the people are on my side, mean the same, following me. TikTok, you have to have this amount of followers, right? Because the competition and in the social media space is very, very high. Some people lowering the threshold for followers or subscribers, right? While some put it a little higher, right? It is the same thing where church and state, religions and politicians is concerned, in an effort to disrupt the unification of humanity. So, in another way, class, color, right? Race is another way of dividing the people, right? So we don't speak with one voice. Now, how long it gonna take you to know that the power lies within you, but you are giving it, for instance, Jamaica, to 63 people. We are giving the power and our rights to 63 people. We are looking at them like them create the universe and make Jamaica possible. It's not them that make Jamaica possible, right? But they brought themselves to you in that way, which is a Nebuchadnezzar stuff type of intimidation, right? Right? Is that they are telling you that it is no longer majority rules, is minority rules. That is what they are saying. That is what they are bringing to us this Sunday morning. Hey, to 5:52 this Sunday morning. Tychicus laugh and learn very much on this morning from early out. You understand? You know, I know. You have some very perturbed and disturbed people by now. You know, after hearing my utterance this morning, and this will continue to way down into the because I mean there's so much imbalances, so much things to talk about, and platforms like these, when we do get the opportunity, we must use it for with the connection. So there are many ways to sabotage good things. Right? All right. Yes. Yeah, man. So I mean, whenever time they saw good things, is going on. My mother, my old parents used to say, and many way to skin a dog and put rope on neck, and everyone who has the authority gonna show that they have power in their hands and can lock down or can heal. Right? They swear that they can stop you from talking, right? So they can just press a button and disrupt the whole entire system, right? That is the reason why they are trying to get digital currency going, when just a button and you cannot move from point A to point B, right? Because the energy of money is they control it, right? They control it. The energy of money, that money energy, they want to control it. That if them say the man the car left Jamaica, all them do is freeze your energy from that standpoint. So then you will have to now find back the banana boat, right? Right? You have to find the banana boat, right? And this you have to decide to go back to horse and buggy, right? Like you're not going to able to buy the gas for your vehicle. You can't even buy vehicle because we are going to use. Because they are going to tell you when to buy a vehicle, right? And if they don't want you to have a vehicle, you can't have one, because they control the energy of money. Yeah. So who did not know those facts? Because the agents that is working for them not telling you these things. But what I'm sure they are doing, they are making a meal of confusing themselves in their speeches. Yes, they are making a meal in confusing themselves. And you listen carefully why they speak. Sometimes on lack of music them and listen them. Because what they do, they use music and fancy advertisement and all of those things to distract you, right? Yes, to distract you from what they are saying. They use motorcades and fanfares and put on different functions in places and call you and give you like a soup or like a fried fries and all of that to distract you from the main issues. Be vigilant, people. Please be vigilant. Lots of butter now gonna rub on your mouth, right? Going up now to the decision day whether they are going to they want to continue or making their quest to take over the reins. Lots of butter going to rub on your mouth. Lots of you are going to get top-headed in your brain. Lot of you now are going to forget all of these, most of these things that they're throwing at us. A lot of them, they're going to sweep it under the carpet until they get strong again. Now that they are weak, they will just sweep them under the carpet a bit until when they get strong again, they reintroduce them in a different shape and a different form, or some of them blatantly same way. God, them get strength again. Now that they have been beaten with threats and with people's behavior and with polls and with all of those things, a lot of these discrepancy that you are seeing, they are gonna sweep them under the carpet. They are gonna be quiet on them until they gain strength again. It is a diplomatic world we are in. very diplomatic word. And if you're not studying it and you're just occupying your mind by the way, yes, I'm a dancer, yes, but let me tell you something. My head well screwed down. Yeah. Yeah. And who know me and watching this live right now. This is when we say that. If your levels of intellect is high, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. But if you are some low frequency people, when your frequency is low, right? 6 o'clock in the morning, Sunday morning, 4th of June. When your frequency is low vibration, your thoughts, your mind, everything about you, it goes to the lowest level. Even the semen will come out of you into a female low frequency, and you will eventually get that woman that receiving that perpetually your low frequency semen, she will also brought to a lower level. Father God. Yes. I see a word here. I see a name here, Jacob. As I was just about to mention Jacob. Jacob Giant, right? Now, Jacob was a high frequency individual. His semen were of high levels, and it is high frequency that bring about the 12 tribe of Israel, right? You understand? Esau could not ignite the 12 tribe of Israel because he was of a low frequency. Right? That's what you call blessings. High frequency. Right? The heights of heights. So a person with a high frequency look beyond the basic. Expand their mind. A low frequency person cannot expand it. Is only what they tell them. That's where they stuck like a zombie. Low frequency, right? Low vibration, right? Low vibration people. You need to build on that. You need to build on that. Build on what you know. Go into deep meditation. That's how you build your frequency. Meditate a lot. Stay by yourself, right? Stay by yourself. Sometimes you go on sex fasting. Sometimes you go on fasting of the news. Lock out your television and build back that spirituality. Start look through the spirit to see things instead of seeing it on the televisions, right? So with the advent of television makes you use less spirituality, and you're just falling into their hands because it's exactly what they want you to stop. Use spirituality, right? Spirituality. So they tells you that robots can do it. You have to deal with a thing named connectivity, not spirituality. Connectivity, right? This cells, towers brings artificial connectivity. No strings attached to spiritual connectivity. no strings attached to spiritual connectivity. No one can steal the transformer to sabotage spirituality. Wow. But certainly they can manipulate the human connectivity. Yes, human connectivity can be tampered with. But the official intelligence cannot be tampered with. Whose report do you listen to? Whose report do you believe? Whose report you believe? Connectivity, human connectivity, or spirituality that doesn't done by human? Which of them is much safer? The one that can be contaminated or the one that cannot be contaminated? Which of them is much safer? Which of them is much safer? Which of them? Human connectivity or the official spirituality? Which is safer? Talk to me. Whose report do you believe? It is simply no. The young people, this generation of people, before artificial intelligence, it was the official intelligence, which used to be the spirit, telepathy. Right? Where was the human connectivity? We used to have Telegram. Now it's Instagram. It's the same thing. Telephone is now cell phones. And I tell you again, a cell. That means cell is running. So you see how far we are coming from. Of God's creation to man invention. It's man invention now want to overrun the Almighty's creation. And everything could go the other way. Now what you call perversity. Change. What is perversity? Change. Human perversity causes the world to be like this, changing the course of nature by their doings, some deliberate, some accidentally done. But as long as it is benefiting someone, they continue on their journey. Once it is benefiting someone. Diplomatically, financially. Yeah. Yeah, and you are the ones, the vulnerable, always the one that feels it the most. Those who cannot do better, they feel it most. They are the one who felt it the most. They are the one that felt it the most. Wow, what a terrible world. What terrible situation we find ourselves in at this time. So we ask the question, how do we get out of this? Where do we go from here? Where do we go from here? This is what leads me to this conversation this morning.
What is being sold in Target for our children, okay? So they have a whole Pride collection, not just for adults, but now it's being offered to children who don't even have a right to even stand for what is right. They're already pushing the agenda to our babies. They have this be proud, being proud, a pride outfit for a newborn baby. I just want y'all to see this. It's for kids. I want y'all to see what's going on. They got music. They got albums. They got albums for our children to listen to that talks about girls, liking girls, and closer. Let's have a kiwi. This is for kids. This is for children. This ain't for adults. It's for children. And this is where we are spending our money, in a store that is pushing an agenda that is antichrist, that goes against God, and it is trying to defile and take our children. Listen, this enemy is after our seed. And if we don't become vocal, if we don't stand against this, they are going to destroy our seed. They're going to destroy the legacy of holiness and of righteousness and what God intended in the beginning of the earth for a man and a woman to produce children and for them to produce the same thing. Marriage is honorable, and it should be between a man and a woman. Not man and a man, not between a woman and a woman, and it should not be passed down to our children. I want you all to see this. 6 to 9 months, just be you and feel the love. Do y'all see this? They're starting at newborn. At newborn. And this is where we're putting our money. My queer year. I want you all to see it. They got cards. They even got bibs for the children. And this is where we have to stop. If we don't stand for something, we will fall for everything. We need to be vocal against this kind of stuff. All this small time stuff we fussing about that holds no kingdom weight, let's use our energies, let's use our voice, let's stand and boycott against every Target that feels okay to carry this type of stuff. Pride cookies and kitchen ware and utensils. And look at this. Look, they're pushing it proud. And what in which homosexuality, transgenderism, the LGBTQ community, that is the spirit in which it operates in pride. Rainbow has their symbol because that is mockery against what God has intended in the Bible. The rainbow was always indicative and a symbolism of God's promise to mankind. It is not supposed to be used to promote a lifestyle that goes against his promise. This to me is disgusting. This to me has to be stopped, and I believe that Christians now more than ever, it's time for us to go stand in front of Targets and we boycott. We speak out against everything else, but when it comes to this, we are quiet, we are silent, we take the back seat, and we're in hush mode against this spirit that is trying to take over. Now, I'm in Texas, and I already know Texas, y'all got some integrity. I believe there's some citizens, kingdom citizens in Texas that ain't going to allow this to continue. I'm at the Target in Cedar Hill. I'm going to hit every Target I can until we make a noise for them to pull this stuff off the shelf and we say enough is enough. And until you move it, we will not give you a dime of our money, Target. This has to be stopped.
The enemy is after our children, Christian people.
Here in Texas.
So you see what brought me to this conversation this morning. When I watched that video, I could not lay my head on the pillow and my eyes could not close again. And when it enlightened me of the darkness, the gloom that is coming over us, and our people are just acting as if all is well, nothing is wrong, it's okay, because what we have seen in the video there is that the next 30 years I may not be here, but our children, you will find more women marrying to women, more men marrying to men, because it has been placed in the aquarium of their mind, in the aquarium of their mind, right? To formulate the next generation, right? Right? Yes, what we have here is enough. But what about the continuation? And Almighty God, I remember the Tower of Babel, right? Right? When we look and when we see how they try to change the Almighty's order down to the tune of how we meet, right? The right connection, male and female, even that they are changing. So what the hell on earth they are not going to try to change using artificial intelligence? Yes, the dildos are artificial intelligence. Not many people reckon that. The dildos are artificial intelligence. They are not official, because the dildo can only pleasure but cannot add to the nation, cannot replenish earth. So it becomes artificial. It is a part of artificial intelligence, right? Right. Now the live penis is the official that gives pleasure and addition, multiplication. The Bible uses be fruitful and multiply. The dildo doesn't provide multiplication, right? And if you're using a thing that don't provide multiplication, that means it is useless into an area of multiplication, right? It shouldn't be finding its place into that area for one common reason, for pleasure, right? What about multiplication, right? That's what the dildo offers. And you have lots of people who don't want the responsibility, right? Just they want the pleasure, right? And as you know, that certain group of people, it does mind it, because they don't deal with fertilization of eggs, right? So they are the one who are orchestrating these artificial penis, artificial vaginas, artificial this, they are the one who is orchestrating those things as an alibi to the official intelligence, right? Yes, they are the one who is pushing these things on the people now, on our children. Our children now is the target to, so that the next 20, 30 years, this world is engulfed with that sort of a lifestyle. And I ask the question again, what are you going to do? Are you going to sit there and you're going to just watch things go like this? Watch them exercising, flexing their muscles, and they are having it easy going to their agendas. No resistance, nobody putting up any resistance. People hide and talk, and because of the intimidations, people don't want to say anything. They are afraid that they are going to be marginalized, they're going to be penalized, they're going to be pressurized. So he's having a say nothing, and when I look at the DJs then, and that lifestyle they used to, a lot of them, the older DJs then, becomes prominent by speaking against that sort of a lifestyle. And then the intimidation period steps in, the strength of money steps in and said, I will pay you not to talk about us, not to reveal our secret. They call it discrimination, but it's not discrimination, it's a revelation. Right? When we speak against them, they look at it as we are discriminating them because they had a right to choose what they want to choose. So if you are saying that, why you don't wait until the picnic then grow up, you make them choose it, you put it in their education? Answer my question. Why you don't wait until them grow up, then you make them choose where they want. You make sure nurture them in that direction from such a tender age. Me send my picnic at school for go learn to read and write. I teach them about it's okay for girls to hug up girls and boys to hug up boys. What the fuck are you talking about? Yes, there's a difference of humanitarian love. Yes, there's a far difference. But when you use the word merge, married, drawing together, that's a different ballgame, darling. When you use them strong word, we have a right. Right? You will even tell them that because to prove your point is that people born that way and it's not adaptation. You wanna see no wanna mix up, wanna see wanna show say our children live what they learn. I wanna instill this in them. and uno instill this type of lifestyle behavior in them. Yeah. Uno see clearly now, uno mix up. And that's why I want people to uno hold a meditation more time. Hold a meds. Instead of just only by yap in hold a meds and things will open up to you as clear as they see them mix up. Yes, or mix up them or confuse them is with themselves and them laws and them clause. And see how confused them is. You can't see the confusion in them. And in them speech, a behavior, their lifestyle. How them get picnic, how them get young one to fill gaps. And they don't believe in fertilization. Yeah? Adaptation is not their child, they are not mothers. They didn't give birth. Yeah? That's adoption. You can't have your money and just buying people for your organization, because I must buy you by them or steal them, right? I must buy you by them, where you get them, because the way God say you forget them, you know get them, you know go in that area, use that coupling, a man to a woman and a woman to a man. Woman cannot fertilize another woman's egg. Man cannot fertilize eggs. No egg, no man to fertilize. Right? No eggs in a man to fertilize. So, oh, the hell on earth. How the hell on earth you pushing your senseless, stupid agenda onto the UN? We are praying. What are you praying? No understand what I say. I must say let me attack on English, because you don't understand what I say. Right? I go down by the Coronation Market yesterday morning, Saturday morning, and when I started to speak, the guilty one then come up against me, and you must stop giving on yourself. I saw a comment on my video. I have to just write nonsense under it. The comments. Someone is saying that that's why you must keep the Sabbath day holy. Now this person give away themselves. Right? Now what in me now in the market on the Sabbath? And I'm saying to them, don't accept vengeance for romance. Right? Now tell me something now. Tell me in what shape and form I break the Sabbath. No. All I could write under that person's comments is just nonsense. Right? Just nonsense. That means it simply tells me that that individual don't understand a thing that I said into that video. I said I love Pum Pum. I'm an advocate for women. But I get Pum Pum the least. Vagina. I have the least opportunity with the vagina or in the vagina. But yet I advocate for the people them that have it. But the people that have it don't use what I use. don't accustom to what I'm accustomed to. It's not of my standard. They would say, you're not my type. Because I want a man to ram me, jam me, mash me up. Meantime, I am a stimulator. That's why I love them, but I don't get them. Right? But the man who ram them, jam them, use all machete and all kind of things, some takes them out of this world. The bedroom brutality, those are the men that receive these wonderful, beautiful princesses. Right? And this woman can tell me, say, that's because you don't keep the Sabbath. That's why. Now, those people now drive away people who would want to serve God. Make a O in a it. Tell me now, what wrong did I say that I must keep the Sabbath? What wrong I said when I said don't ram it, don't damage the vagina? Make a O in a it. This woman, I don't know if it's a woman, I don't remember her name, but the comments, that's the reason why. It's because you're not keeping the Sabbath. That's why. I only hope that person is watching now out of the 4 people that upon the live. I want to hope that person is one of the person, so that you can get some knowledge, some education in your head, and stop going around and telling people's nonsense. Right? When I said to make a O in a it, I just want you to know that cervical cancer is high on the agenda. And it's the agents that provided these madmen into your tender vagina, slamming you like that, so that they can have cervical cancer to treat. Right? Right? So the pharmacies will sell more. Right? The pharmaceutical product will sell more, so the greedy man will continue to have more money. The gynecologists will get more patrons. The more you damage these women, ram, right? Instead of gently turning the womb, you're licking, you're crushing the ball, they're crushing the womb, boom, right? And those are the type of men these women choose to open up their legs and let in there. Right? Yes. They give them a 20 pack and them up go spend it back right at the gynecologist's desk. Right? Them have to give it to the secretary or the receptionist, the same 20 pack with them get. Right? Turn back way, girl. Turn back way. At the front desk of the gynecologist, you have to carry it go on the back, and at the back, and on the back, you have to go with that. You get it back way, and have to carry it front way, you go get the gynecologist. And those are the things I'm teaching you. Yes. Those are the things that I'm bringing across to this nation, right? So even I may sound hilarious, even though I may sound comedic, but it's to get the message across. No longer, oh, glory be to God. You must protect your... No, that's not working in this time at all. Because these preachers become so corrupt that this generation don't listen to them. They seem to take them out of the church and rape them off. So this generation don't trust these fancy preaching anymore. They don't listen to them. They prefer to listen to Skeng. right? And Jesse and Dexter Daps. Yes, they prefer to listen to them. RDX, Sincere, Jada Kingdom, Spice. They're the fans of preaching, not reaching them. Make a O in it. Turn round in it. Spin round in it instead of ram it to the tune that man used machete, knife in woman's vagina. The vengeance that they are carrying for vagina. Right? That vengeance they're carrying. That I don't feel you deserve to live. And here's another point. I was saying this in Spanish Town yesterday. One of the top playing songs today, I don't think it plays on the radio, but in most taxis or on the internet, it is the commonest song. Beat your pussy on the concrete. No. You tell me no. You tell me no. No, come on now. Well thinking Jamaican. Me know say, unafraid to comment on these things, you know, right? And no for uno see it and know it, you know. But would never say nothing, right? You're afraid of the artist and his entourage. You say you're not fight against nobody's song. Me have to talk about it. In a brickled society like this, in a paranoid society like this, right? In a society where these young people listen to the artists more than the police, more than the politicians, more than the pastors, and we are trying to correct things, and we have an artist telling the young girl, spread out and beat your pussy, beat your pum pum, beat your vagina on the concrete. And I gather that song must have gone number one by now, to the volume of how it is playing. Right? Yeah. But beat the pussy on the concrete is gladness though. Tell me if that's what you're saying. Please tackle me, because your comments based on what I am saying, right? And you don't comment on that. You go way back to Jesus that me left long time ago. I mean, not tell you nothing about Jesus. Talk to me. Talk to me, man. Talk to me. That's how we know when you're not vexed when we talk truth, you know. So let me understand what you're saying, because I'm a sharpshooter. Let me understand what you're saying. Let me see what you said up here before, then I will tackle it, and then I will address you properly. I don't contain rubbish on this platform. If you are coming now, come straight. You're coming with your agenda, right? Right? Jesus' story is madness. Same-sex marriage is gladness. Is that what you're saying? You have to be careful. You have to be careful of your identity, Kirk. So tell me, clarify that by identifying yourself. Clarify that. Kirk, please let me know which side you're on. Right? If there's no clarification, then we know which side we have put you on. Right? You get me? All right. If we know, clarified it, because You don't hear me telling you are upholding Jesus on this program, right? So come on telling me that the Jesus story is madness and you don't comment. And the part that I am saying, they're having, even in the church, they have man marrying to man and woman marrying to woman. Clarify your statement, Kurt. Let me know which side you're on. Don't dodge around the bushes because we need clarity. All right, I'm tired, chicos. So some stay, yeah. I mean, me not bright like you, but me use up the official intelligence, which is the spirit, a lot. You understand? All right, not the artificial intelligence. I use the official one. Good. Yeah. So when I'm saying that you ought to spin into it, I don't want you to be brutalizing the place where life comes from and thinking that you are doing it any good. Brutalization of the woman's body parts or even your body parts, you're inflicting on yourself self wounds. You're committing suicide, right, on yourself. I'm waiting for Kirk for some clarification, right? 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 So you know, right? So those are the things I am making you aware of, the young people of this country, that vengeance is different. My man said we must have said romance. All right, tenderness, right? That tenderness, we call it romantic romance, right? That song of a tender approach, that stimulatory approach when you in the vagina instead of that venting. You're venting, you're not sexing. You're in the human vagina and you carry so much hatred for the vagina that you're ram, boom, boof, right? Yeah. And you have females there that will sit there, bend over, lie there, and take all of that. And later on, as she feel it, is she feeling it? The little money where she get to beat it on the concrete, right? When she beat it on the concrete, you see a man run car $1,000, go juke up in her tights or her panty waist and run gone. The next day, I see him where she have to run car go give doctor. Right? So she just only hold that money. Now, if she use the money and go buy a flat screen, right? She have to go do it again. She go get her money if you go back at the doctor. Cause no way she going to escape damaging herself. That place, the vagina, were not made for concrete, for it to be beat on concrete. No, the vagina were not designed for anything blunt, dead, right? Or without lubricants from it. Those have no place in the vagina. For God's sake, Jamaican and young people around the world, take these blunt instruments out of your vagina, please. You're doing yourself more harm than good. Yes, as I've heard, a lot of you say men are too brutal. Some of them. Yes, we use the dildo because no, no, no found no penis dead. Sometimes we better when you take the dead penis got blood in it more than take a live dildo with radiation in it. Not for the time are you supposed to feed your man. So buy the okra and the necessary. But a lot of you women ought to be blamed. Somehow no shot in the provision and buy hair and nail where no can grow. And no buy no seasoning. No buy the right food for the man. So the man genitals becomes weak. While uno here, uno have a big hairstyle. Right? Uno have a big hairstyle, uno have pierce and fingernail where uno can grow and use one nail clip and shape it up till it grow long. But instead you go buy it and that you use by the scallion and the time. Because money no dire flushy again, so you have to make use of the money that you get, the little that is coming in. Make sure you feed your body with it right. Yes, make sure your body is fed. The man that you employ, the man that you contract, right, to stimulate you, make sure his tool, he gets the right nutrients. If he goes out and provide the money, right, with a little or enough, make sure he has quality things out of it. If you need the service of his penis, because at the end of the day, woman, you're gonna be penny wise and pound foolish if you do not buy the requisite thing for the man. You have to go buy a dildo, you have to go buy it same way, you know. So why you don't buy the seasoning, the food or the nutrients for the man that keep his private alive? Now, I know you're not going to like me when I speak this way. Like I always said, yeah, it doesn't bother me. Right? It does bother me if you like me or not. All I want to know, and I'm bringing you to the light, to the forefront of the stupidity that and the insensitivity that you are doing. I enjoy doing this. Bring you to the levels of your stupidity and your insensitivity, so that you can stop, like AJ Brown, turn it around and look the other way, right? I want you to stop, turn it around, look the other way, look to see if what you're doing, you may not aware of the stupidness that you're doing. And if I am talking stupidness, I would want you to either send me a request, text and tell me that you're talking stupidness. See, the screen is right before you, right? All right. Since as you don't want to show your appreciation of what I'm saying by tapping the screen, you can text and say, right, a rubbish attack. All who believe say a rubbish may attack, text and tell me say a rubbish. Be as brave as Kirk to mix up himself and gone, right? Be as brave as him to just come and show his identity and run. Eh? Billion Boy, good morning. I hope you're still on. Right. Yeah, man. Just come and show your identity, man. Right? Show how much you're confused with what I'm saying. Show how much the words hits you. Right? I see Milo said, truth hurts. Right? Yeah. Yeah. Let's read through a few of these comments. Not many coming through. Um, um, yeah. I think Sugar McKay said, make a O in a it, which is right. That's what every man should do. Every man should sign in when they go in the vagina. And how do you sign in? You sign in by make a O in a it, right? Like when you go to the polling station for vote, you sign your approval by making an X. When you go into a vagina, you sign in, and the only letter you sign in a vagina to confirm your sign is a O. Make a O in it. Go round in it, in other words, and stop ram and jam in it. Go round in it. Remember how you make O with a pencil on your slate or your book, you go round, right? That's how you make O in it. Use your waistline and go round. And that's what I meant when I said make a O in it. Use your penis as the pencil and go round in it. Make a O in it. Right? Yes? Yes. That is simply what I meant. Right? Because too much doggy style. The dog juke, 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 juke and don't go round. The horse make one big slam. Rum, right? The cow make one big run. Rum. Human beings were made because they are more versatile than these animals to go around. Go around. Go around. Let me see what this individual is up to. Right? To go round in it, woman's purpose. Right? Those are the things look at. You know? Those, that's exactly what I mean. What I meant when I said you make a O in it. And I want you all to understand what I'm driving at. Yeah, I may say it in a comedic fashion, but there was no joke about it. The women are suffering, right? And it's time real men come up and take responsibility. That's why I speak of the woman who's inflicting self-wound on themselves. Beat upon the concrete. When man see you do those things, all that men say you don't respect your vagina no nothing. So when they go inside it, then just ram, go girl, slap you on the back. Go girl. And they go and have conversation over you, what they have done with you, and how you're large, you're wide, you're small, or that's all they do. Right? They are the one you choose to give the contractor, because the password for the vagina is money. You didn't know. You didn't know that the password for vagina is money. You want to go on your TikTok app and you log out and you don't know the password, you can't go back in there now. You have to go create a new password or something. Well, I see my vagina still. Yes. The password to let a vagina open for a man is money. And you can come, you can tackle me as you have a mind. But a fact, truth, no matter what strata of society you're from, and money open your vagina just like how a key start the motor vehicle. And money ignite your mind. Some of these persons you don't even love them, right? But once they have the password, which is money, right? They get in, right? They get in. Some of the time you're not even enjoying the sex. You just well want the sex fit done for you. Go enjoy the money, right? Right? So money is vagina's password. Any man who do not have the handlings of money will not able to let a woman remove her underwear for you to explore her. Right? Yes. And it is as true as darkness is the light. Right? It is as truth as darkness is to light. But probably you weren't thinking thus far. And I can even elaborate further on that. Money is vagina's password. When vagina or when the carrier of a vagina hear about money, it encourage her to open. Just like how the apps, when you put in the right password, the app open up to you. So when the vagina, the carrier of the vagina, which is the app now, hear about money, it open up for the man to enter. One of the two person with upon the live there right now, if I lie me I tell, with a male or female, see the comments box there, drop a comments in there. Out of the two person with the on the live right now that I'm seeing here, right? Right? And that's how you build. That's how you build things. And that's how we have to start it, to knit together. When you say truth, support it. When you say untrue, when you say wickedness, don't support it. And it is the very point that I'm making, that people do not know what to support, who to support, or when to support. That's Jamaican's problem. Right? That is Jamaican's problem. Right? And henceforth, the unification is not there. Right? The unification is not there. Right? Yes.
Collier. Share your music. Share your love.
The unification, just that there. So the strength. A lot of you doubt it. So yeah. Just want to catch what is happening in the news at this time. Just want to catch on to the news.
Bluetooth mode. FM mode. Bluetooth mode. FM mode.
Alright. I'm like enough to hear the news this morning.
FM mode.
Yeah, man. I saw the truth stay, you know. A password is there, man. Learn the password. Learn the password. It was designed that way. The password is not a man-made thing. From vagina were created. We created with that password. Yeah. Clancy, bless up yourself. The vagina was created with that password. Right? I just want to get this news here.
UK's was among several groups highly critical of former Minister Carlson Moore's stewardship of the ministry. UK's President Vincent Morrison told Radio Jamaica News that there are a number of outstanding issues to be discussed with the new minister. A number of issues pertaining to the cost in the general revenue sector. One, two, security guard, industry, and three, the whole issue of system function as it relates to the government in the public sector, but in the private sector. We have the Minister of Commuter. We do not get a response. We do hope that the new minister will, consider our request as that something very important, but where is the time so that we can discuss it. So Mr. Morrison insists that the island security guards are being mistreated by their employers and that the minister should intervene. A number of the guards who were to sign the new contract that they were issued, which extinguished all their the prior to September last year. All number of the guards were made up. I would say was there from New York, and St. John, just to not in that work. And they have done what to duty, to continue to turn up to duty, but they have not been got any duty. And with this action like that is terrible. We respect the fact that there are some employees in the country, so it is not necessarily the company, but it's like this. UK's President Vincent Morrison. German police are preparing to mobilize in cities across the country in anticipation of protests after court sent several left-wing militants to prison over attacks on neo-Nazis. Earlier this week, a court in Dresden convicted four activists for committing violent acts against neo-Nazis, handing them jail sentences ranging from 2 to 5 years. Groups sympathetic to the activists have been protesting the verdict and are planning more demonstrations. The city of Leipzig, where most of the attack took place, has already banned an anti-fascist march dubbed Day X because of fears for public safety. The ban has been contested by the organizers of the protest. And that's the news. I'm Daniel Johnson.
This is the video
Listen, I
that
want you guys to
makes
see what
I started to
is being
speak this
sold
morning.
in Target for our children. Okay? So they have a whole Pride collection, not just for adults, but now it's being offered to children who don't even have a right to even stand for what is right. They're already pushing the agenda to our babies. They have this be proud, being proud, a pride outfit for a newborn baby. I just want y'all to see this. It's for kids. I want y'all to see what's going on. They got music. They got albums. They got albums for our children to listen to that talks about girls, liking girls, and closer, let's have a kiwi. This is for kids. This is for children. This ain't for adults. It's for children. And this is where we are spending our money, in a store that is pushing an agenda that is antichrist, that goes against God, and it is trying to defile and take our children. Listen, this enemy is after our seed. And if we don't become vocal, and if we don't stand against this, they are going to destroy our seed. They're going to destroy the legacy of holiness and of righteousness and what God intended in the beginning of the earth for a man and a woman to produce children and for them to produce the same thing. Marriage is honorable, and it should be between a man and a woman. Not man and a man, not between a woman and a woman, and it should not be passed down to our children. I want you all to see this. 6 to 9 months, just be you and feel the love. Do y'all see this? They're starting at newborn. At newborn. And this is where we're putting our money. My queer year. I want you all to see it. They got cards. They even got bibs for the children. And this is where we have to stop. If we don't stand for something, we will fall for everything. We need to be vocal against this kind of stuff. All this small time stuff we fussing about that holds no kingdom weight, let's use our energies, let's use our voice, let's stand and boycott against every Target that feels okay to carry this type of stuff. Pride cookies and kitchen ware and utensils. And look at this. Look, they're pushing it proud. And what better name? Pride. Because that is the spirit in which homosexuality, transgenderism, the LGBTQ community, that is the spirit in which it operates in pride. And then they got a nerve to have the rainbow as their symbol, because that is mockery against what God has intended in the Bible. The rainbow was always indicative and a symbolism of God's promise to mankind. It is not supposed to be used to promote a lifestyle that goes against his promise. This to me is disgusting. This to me has to be stopped. And I believe that Christians now more than ever, it's time for us to go stand in front of Targets and we boycott. We speak out against everything else. But when it comes to this, we are quiet. We are silent. We take the back seat and we're in hush mode against this spirit that is trying to take over. Now, I'm in Texas and I already know Texans, y'all got some integrity. I believe there's some citizens, kingdom citizens in Texas that ain't going to allow this to continue. I'm at the Target in Cedar Hill. I'm going to hit every Target I can until we make a noise for them to pull this stuff off the shelf. And we say enough is enough. And until you move it, we will not give you a dime of our money, Target. This has to be stopped.
The enemy is after our children, Christian people.
That is Texas' point of view. When will Jamaica take a stance? When will Jamaican come and speak out? I've been speaking for morning. I have 4 people on my live at the moment, now 3, right? And I've been speaking for nearly over 2 hours. I got about 2 comments. One said, we're making reference to what I said, make a O in it. I have 3 comments. I didn't understand one that said truth. I don't know what side that person were on. And I have another comment that said, Jesus' story is madness. Right? Those are the 3 comments on the basis of what the children are going through, right? And for over 2 hours, right? 3 people listen this, watching this, I got 3 comments. None says nothing about what the lady from Texas just said. I played that video 3 times already in the 2 hours. Nobody comment, and that is what she's talking about. How people just silent on those things. I hear a man gone to Jesus, and we weren't talking about Jesus if Jesus mother him sober, right? Right? And forgetting the truth, the right thing, the issue at hand, right? Those are the things that this man speaks about, and those are the things when I said people are showing up their identity, right? People do not know what to support. It goes right back down to the video that I make last week Saturday when I said I advocate for the woman but get the less pumps, the yes use of it, although I'm advocating for it. Why? Because the woman will choose to give somebody who will damage them more than people who will build them, right? Right? And that's showing clearly a lack of understanding, lack of knowledge. When you do not know who to choose, what to choose, when to choose, or how to choose, that is lack of understanding, lack of knowledge, clear lack of knowledge, clear lack of knowledge. When you don't know what to choose, when you as an individual don't know if you're doing right or you're doing wrong, right? You find a boyfriend and you have to go ask your friend. You feel the boyfriend he look good. When you think about him, lack of knowledge. Your lack of knowledge. You are the one who is gonna involved with this individual. You must know what you like. Other person can like for you, right? You understand? That's as easy and as plain as ABC. Right? I don't say anything hard in that for you to comprehend, right? And you know, so those are the things that hurts me a lot, to know that people doesn't gravitate onto the truth. But let me do this. We'll be back later.